Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, now I can. How's it going, man?
Doing well yourself?
Doing alright.
Nice.
I just wasted too much time playing Melee already today, so I should have just started the lesson
Unlucky.
way earlier. It happens.
It's okay. We're
Anyway,
still 10
alright.
minutes ahead of schedule.
Hmm?
We're still 10 minutes ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Alright, so what's the plan?
Um, I have a set of VODs
Mm-hmm.
against a Falco player
Okay.
that you may have heard of. And
Okay.
I was looking to get advice on what to do against Falco
Okay.
in general because I feel like I do not know what I'm doing in that matchup
Okay, sick.
and most matchups.
Send over the Slippy, I guess.
Sure. How much, or I guess like, I'll send over the full best of five where I got 3 0'd, in which
Okay.
I think it's sent in order. Okay, yeah. I think it didn't send in order actually.
That's okay.
Oh,
Order of the
okay.
games
But
doesn't
yeah,
matter that much.
gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, you're
So I
playing
just
against
sent that, yeah.
Mango?
Yeah, that is the Falco play. It was at LA, or that was my winners round one of LACS 3.
I see. Okay. Alright. So, what do you feel like is going on here? What do you feel like your issues are in the matchup? Or what does it feel like to play
Um,
against Falco?
sure. So a lot of the time against, I mean, specifically against Falco, I feel like a lot of the time I just am guessing and not really like doing things that are particularly good in the matchup because I know that they're
Mm-hmm.
like I know why they're good. I just do them because they work or people tell me that they're good and I don't understand the reasoning as to why I do them. And then when I play against a Falco who like is really good, I don't understand like why I'm guessing in bad spots and then I put myself into really bad positions and then die.
That makes a lot of sense. That's definitely a very common issue. Okay. So, let's go through and see how it goes. Yeah, I can already tell you're just sort of throwing stuff out.
Yeah. I do that in like a lot of matchups because I don't really understand
I
things.
mean, the good news is that Fox is really good at doing that, so you'll have a bunch of success doing it
Yeah.
as like a baseline that you can sort of start off as Fox, just sort of throwing stuff out, and then like work to get past that later. Whereas most
Yeah.
characters, you can't really do that.
hmm I also feel like against Falco, I rely really heavily on full hops, and if the Falco starts holding down, I am lost in layman's terms.
Hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see how the next stock goes. That one was a little bit rough.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit of an idea of what's going on.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me. How do I restart? I'll just do this. Okay, so let me think of the best way to explain it. So because it's a fighting game, eventually you're going to have to make guesses. So the idea of where you're saying where you're just kind of jumping around guessing, then, you know, that no matter what game you're playing or how good you get, like, that'll never really change. You're always going to be guessing in some sense. But what you want to do is you want to have certain guesses which are very low risk that you use most of the time. And then when you have, and you want to look for openings where when you make the guess, if you are correct on the guess, you get what you want out of it. And so it's the idea that, like, when you decide to go in and interact with Falco, you need to have in mind what movement or move that he does that you are countering. If you just sort of play based on kind of like these probability bubble type things where you're like, when Falco is in this position, I kind of throw a move generally around here and then sometimes it'll work out. And that's like a really common way to play this matchup, and I used to play this matchup like that too. But you have to play the matchup with an understanding of like what will happen if you guess right and hit your move. And so, like, okay, so like let's just look at how many times you actually like get the neutral opening. So there's one. Okay. There's two. There's like basically three. Okay, kind of four, mostly three. There's another one that's like four. It's like, okay, so it's like, in a perfect world, if you got 4 neutral openings, then Falco should have lost the game. And I'm not telling you that you should be doing that, but that would be like, you know, in an ideal world where everything went your way. But instead, it's the exact opposite, where you got 4 whole openings, and they were all like knockdown openings, which is a big deal. And then he's at 60 damage. So it doesn't matter how well you played in neutral, because these neutral situations aren't going anywhere. So let's just look at the specifics of them really quick and see. I think one thing was that double shine you did. Okay, so going here, this is okay. So this is something small, but like you don't almost ever want to do this mix-up. I actually did a lesson with Kiko yesterday where he was doing this mix-up a lot, and it's like, it might seem tricky that like, oh, my opponent will never expect that after I use my double jump, I fast fall through the platform. But the reason why they're not expecting it is because it's bad. Because you don't have any options. Your only option here is to land, and if he just like up tilts or something like that here, or shields or whatever, or hold down or whatever, you're in a kind of a bad spot because you don't have any like outs. So just in general, I would basically, this is like not the main point I want to make, but just as a small thing, you should definitely avoid doing this mix-up. It's a bad mix-up. Okay, so you read his laser. So this is, I'm not sure based on like what you were doing if you actually thought he was lasering, but you run in and do this shine, and you catch him on the laser. So when you hit this shine, what is the purpose of the double shine that you're doing?
I think I am not sure why I did a double shine there.
Right, because the double shine there is good here. If he's here and you hit him with the shine here, then that double shine gets him more off stage than the single shine would, because it hits and then it hits again when he's a little bit further away. So the double shine, if he's in the corner, this double shine is perfectly correct. But if you're on stage, think about it. You're guessing that you are going to hit this running shine. So if you hit this running shine, what is the correct follow-up? If you just were watching, if you were a task bot and you hit this shine, what would you be doing afterward to punish?
So I think that I would want to either wave dash down or wave dash like slightly in, or short wave dash in, because I'm either set up for if he doesn't knock, like as if he techs, or if he doesn't tech, and I can either follow up with like a down tilt or something like that. That is what I would probably say.
Right. So I don't agree on the wave dash down. I think the short wave dash forward or the long wave dash forward, they're both good there. I usually do just sort of like a middle distance, like right here, because Falco is like there's a chance that he's holding down because he tried to like fast follow his laser or something like that. And so you're right that he probably won't go super far. And so I think it just about this range is good. But so if you think about it, there's no reason to do this shine here and do a double shine, because if you were tasked, the correct follow-up would always be the wave shine out. And so, like, yeah, I guess you're doing this double shine in case he's still shielding. But if he's still shielding, doing a double shine and jumping away on his shield is not going to do anything either. If you thought he was still shielding, you should probably be shine grabbing or something like that. So you have to be it's like basically this run and shine was a commitment. You are risking basically your life because Falco could just shine you, or he can land somehow some sort of like laser shine or spot dodge shine you or anything. He has all these random options that he can kind of catch you out of. And so by making this commitment, going for this run and shine, you are committing to a guess. And if you are committing to a guess that you think you are going to catch Falco out of a laser, you should be doing this wave shine, because that's the only thing that's actually going to get you things out of it. Like, your goal is to require as few right guesses as possible to win the game.
I see.
So, okay, so you get this. So you get the double shine. And this double shine would still work if you wave dashed out of it, but you go for the double jump out of it, which...
I'm like pretty sure there I meant to wave dash out, but then I messed up and full hopped out of it instead. It's something that happens sometimes.
Okay. Well, that's fair, but I probably wouldn't do the double shine in the first place.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for the follow-up. The idea is like you want your moves to mean something. So you've got this double shine. You risked your life to make a guess. And the guess worked exactly as you intended. And yet you get nothing. That's not going to end up well in the end, you know? So, okay, you go for this shine again. All right. Okay. So you get this again. So that's good. You get the tech in, you get the up smash. Once again, this up smash is kind of like, what are you gonna get, you know? Like the up smash, like you hit the up smash, that's great, but you're not getting it. I would recommend probably a grab here.
Okay.
And I know I'm focusing on some sort of micro things, but it's sort of just like the general thing of like, you're going for a lot of moves that... And so, yeah, like this, like you hit this shine, but you're not ready to follow up off of it. Because it's like, the goal of the game is to hit Falco, get him into a combo or a gimp, and kill him. And if you're hitting these shines, but you're not following up, like, the issue is not about how to deal with Falco. Because you correctly dealt with Falco in a way that gets you a knockdown into a potential death combo. Like, you already won the game, but you're not capitalizing off of that win, and so it doesn't get you anything. And then, so like, basically, if you just keep repeating this situation over and over where you win neutral and don't do a punish, eventually Falco will hit you and get his punishes, and then you go, oh man, like, what can I do? I just lose every time. And it's like, well, you lost just because you didn't hit your follow-up. Like, if Falco does nothing but laser F-tilt the entire match, eventually you're just going to beat him. You know, because he's not going for any combos.
Yeah.
And then like this, like
I've never had anyone explain it to me like this, and it makes like perfect sense.
Well, it's good that it's now rather than later then. And then I don't know what, do you try to dash too early here or something? I don't really know what happened there. You just kind of stood there and called him out. And you said, I dare you. And he took it. So, look at that. So he got, what, like 2 or 3 openings that stock, and you got 4. And yet, or like 3, and yet it doesn't matter because you didn't actually capitalize off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, what was that situation? So one thing is, I noticed that you feel very uncomfortable when he shoots a laser. I think you could benefit a lot from... So when you're in close against Falco, you don't want to take laser, because obviously that gives him like really, really good setups on you. But if you're outside of his immediate like aerial range, taking the laser is basically the best option.
Uh-huh.
Because, so, like, think about it from the Falco perspective. He's like, okay, so what is Fox gonna do? So he sees you running in, and he's like, okay, so I'm gonna jump away, and I'll protect myself with a laser right here. And so there's no world in which you win this, because you were like, look, Falco, I'm coming in. And he was like, okay, and he covers it with a laser. But, like, you're not, like, if your opponent believes you, and you're like, look, here I come, I'm coming in, and he knows you're probably coming in right there, and he does this, and he leaves, like, you don't want to do what you're saying you're going to do, because then your opponent will just counter it. And this is, like, an issue that a lot of people have with Fox, where they'll, not against Falco, but they'll play against some other character, and I'll see someone, like, run across the entire screen and running shine, or up smash, and then they just get hit for it. And then I've done this a ton of times too, and you go, well, I really thought that like they would never expect me to actually run across the whole stage. And it's like, right, but that's like what you declared. So if you declare to them that you are doing this situation, then immediately doing the situation you just declared, you're basically hoping that they're just too bad to counter it. So if you're in a situation where you're pretty sure, like, this nair doesn't, like, it doesn't get you anything even if you guess right. There's not like mix-up potential in the nair. So like you're right here. What can this nair hit? It can hit him lasering. I don't even think it would hit laser in place. It can hit like a full hop maybe. Even if you hit him with this, you had to make a guess. And remember, he can still up tilt this. You had to make a guess, and the result of a right guess is like a weak nair. There's no reason to do the nair, because the nair is not giving you a big advantage if you hit with the nair. So like if you're in a situation like this, and you're like, okay, so I'm here, and you've already accepted. Like, if you have already decided I am going to come in here, you can see what Falco is doing and maybe take some space. So, like, let's say you took laser right here. Now he's in kind of an awkward spot. Is he going to try to shoot another laser and risk, you know, a running... Because if he ends up kind of in this spot... So this is something that Cody abuses really well that most Foxes don't do, is there's this spot right under the side platform where... This is where Falco likes to defend. If you're like here or here, he likes to defend right here. But Fox actually has a really good mix-up where you full hop from wherever, and you sort of ambiguously hover here, and you can either land on the platform, run off back air, or just full hop and then fast fall back air. And there's this really nice mix-up right here that you can get on Falco, or not necessarily back air, but you can use down air and stuff like that too. So it's like you can get to this situation where if you want to do a full hop mix-up, you have way better actual mix-ups in this spot. Whereas doing this full hop mix-up in the open space, you don't, like, if you, like, what are your options from here? Like, ever since you commit to this, your only options are drift in or drift back, which are like this much range. And he can basically cover both by just turn around up tilting, or he could literally just dash back, and then when you land, he jumps in and down airs you or something like that. So it's just, it's like this super ultra heavy commitment. Like, this is more committal than an up smash. And it doesn't give you any potential gain for landing it. Look, oh, you hit him. You perfectly read him. He did everything wrong, and he got hit by your move. Great.
And I got like nothing out of
You
it.
got literally nothing, and you risked everything. And then, so this is not really on the main point I was making, but here, this entire sequence, you're acting too predictably. Like, you're basically, you end up in bad positions, and then your idea of like what to do when you're in the bad position is to get to a better position, which seems like good logic, but in a fighting game, if whenever you're in a bad position, you try to get into a good position, you're becoming too predictable, and your opponent, in this case Mango, will definitely make sure to punish you for it. So look what happens. So you're like, I want to get out of my bad spot in the corner. So the interesting thing is, you know the corner is a bad spot here. That's pretty obvious, but you're not actually threatened here. I mean, I guess you're trying to maybe punish a side B, but like like you know already that like you're not going to be able to punish this, you know? Like he's side B, like if Falco's side B edge cancels and you're not already in the air, like you're not going to get him. So regardless, this is kind of like a thing where you're like, I know I'm late for the side B, but I'm also in the corner. I don't really want to be here. When you're in a bad spot and he steals the corner from you or steals center stage from you or something like that, this is a concept I've been talking about more lately, which is like maintaining the tension. Like whenever there's an uneven position where one player is in a good spot and one is in a not so good spot, there's tension there because the player who's in a bad spot wants to get to a better spot, and then the player who's in a good spot wants to capitalize on that good position to get more of an advantage or just like a straight up win by hitting their opponent. And there's this tension there. Whereas in neutral, it's kind of like, we're both pretty safe and we're kind of trying to move around. You're trying to create tension, and then you get a spot with tension in it, and then that's where a lot of the reads come from, because you can decide whether someone wants to, you know, extra capitalize, or they're scared and they want to get out of a bad spot or stuff like that. So you basically make this move because you're trying to get out of a bad spot, or you're late to the side B, both of which are pretty much the same. So now you're in this spot, and you're like, oof, he caught me out of this bad spot, and now I'm in an even worse spot. But the truth is, you're not actually in a bad spot right here. Like, you're fine. He can't actually, like, realistically, like, attack you from this position. Like, if he goes up high and he tries to, like, drop on you, you just go to the ground and you're fine. And, like, he's not going to come underneath you, because then you'll just full hop over and then drop, and then, yeah, you have center and he's in the corner. So a lot of times or not a lot of times, but so here he does this, but because you're not down here to like let that tension remain, and you're trying to instantly resolve of like, oh man, this is a spot where like you can tell you're uncomfortable here. And so Mango basically reads you being uncomfortable and thinks, okay, you're just going to try to get center or come out of center and go to this spot. And so it's okay when you're in a bad spot to be a little bit more like don't panic, you know? Like, it's not really that bad of a spot. Think about what options they can actually do to like directly attack you, and you can just like avoid those things and then not fall into that sort of thing. So you get hit by that. And like, yeah, once again here, it's like you're in a spot where you get into this position, and I understand that this is a very scary position, but going for this drill is very aggressively trying to get out of the bad position. Like, a more honest option is probably double jump to ledge, and then if he drops low, you can maybe double jump and air dodge through him or something like that. Like, there's more honest options you can do here, but you actually go for the most like aggressive like reversal type option, and then he's just not having it and punishes you for it. Okay, good. That was really good. And yeah, you just missed that. Not much to say there. What just happened? Wait, what happened right here? Oh, so you're already shielding. Okay, that's fine, actually. Yeah, you just got hit for disrespecting his ledge dash here. Like, you just go for this, but like, is he really gonna get hit by it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
So, let's get through this first stock. Notice that when he's hitting you, you're like he's getting stuff out of it. And that the big difference is that like when you hit him, even when you got him off stage and you did the correct combo, you missed the edge guard out of it. And it might just be like, yeah, well, I missed the edge guard, but yeah, but then you know it sort of can snowball from there. Okay, so this stock starts. You're trying to move around. This is okay. It doesn't really have too many uses. If you're like afraid after this option. Like, if you're here, and you're afraid here that he's gonna, like, laser the ground, you should just go to the side platform. The side platform is pretty safe against Falco, overall. He has to pretty hard read it in order to catch you. So, whereas, like, on the ground, you can end up in much worse situations. So this is kind of that thing where you're like, oh, I'm gonna double jump, and then I'm gonna fast fall, and it'll be tricky, because who would fall after their double jump? And it's like, no one, because it's not good. Okay, what is this? Okay, so you go for that, you wave dash back. Okay, you think he's gonna come in with the down air. I think that was fine. Then you full hop, which is correct. So a small note here is that I think that doing this full hop is good, but wave landing out of it is not as good, because one of the options for this full hop is that you're trying to catch him throwing out a move to keep you in the corner, and this waveland makes it so that you can't actually punish anything that he does, whereas if you just do a full hop here, the same thing is accomplished, and if he whiffs, you can just drop through the platform and punish him. And then something like this, I know I'm going through like a bunch of different issues, but I think you're a good enough player that there's not necessarily one just glaring ultra flaw that's like wrong. It's more like 3 or 4 like medium strength flaws where there's just like there's like a bunch of things. So I hope it's working well for you so far.
Yeah, I'm writing down all of this, and
okay.
I'm understanding like what you're saying.
Okay. So you get this situation happens. Okay, so right here you have Falco in the corner. This is like something that I was just mentioning of like being down to maintain the tension. So like you can recognize here that there is tension in this situation because Falco does not want to get gimped at 0. So when you're playing a worse player, then you go, okay, they're in the corner, they're at 0. Like, it's kind of like going I've been playing a little bit of chess lately. It's kind of like going for like a cheesy checkmate if your opponent looks open and you kind of hope they don't see it. And against like worse players, that kind of makes sense. But against somebody who's really good, by creating tension and like the fact that Falco knows he's in danger here, it's less about running in and getting the double shine and getting this nice quick kill at 0, and it's more about knowing that Falco has to protect himself from the early kill at 0. Like, assuming Falco will not let me run in and double shine him here. What will he do to prevent the run in double shine? And then playing around that option is significantly better than going for the run in shine here. But you're just sort of like, okay, like there's this tension where like Falco could die here, and so I might as well go for this because maybe he will die. And it's like, no, so you guys somehow miss each other here, and you get the phantom shine. It would have hit him back towards the stage. But you sort of go for that double shine, and this is just sort of like you're kind of hoping he's bad. Whereas a better option in that situation would be to dash in, dash back a lot of times, simply because you know he has to protect himself from that option. Or you can full hop over him if you think he's gonna laser or something like that. But basically, like, apply a bit more like indirect pressure. Like, you want to apply pressure, but you don't want to break the tension, because the more you can apply pressure without letting the tension up, like, so right here he does this up tilt, and it's kind of also don't wave dash in movement as Fox pretty much ever. I don't think this was a waveland, was it? I'm pretty sure you just wave dashed. Yeah, you just waved. Oh, yeah, you wave dash right here. This is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Dash is actually faster than wave dash. So here you should always dash because it opens up the possibility of dashing in. So just something small, but literally just remove wave dash from your movement. Unless you're wave dashing into up tilt or something like that, or doing it out of shield, obviously. You don't want to wave dash if you can dash, ever. Literally just, it does not have a single advantage.
Mm.
Because basically you gave up all this space. So now there's this, yeah, so there's this tension, and he immediately acts out of the corner. And the reason he does this nair is the idea that, like, okay, Fox might dash dance grab me here or something. But yeah, then he only has a 50-50 on the platform. And so basically he's taking a situation where he's saying, like, okay, I don't want to get gimped at 0, so I would rather just kind of get hit in center and just take my damage. Like, he's basically, like, accepting that you won the situation by doing this nair. But because you are not ready for the potential that he might give up on the situation, and you're just trying to press any possible advantage of, like, I got this advantage, I have to press it. If I let it go, I might not be an advantage again. And that's the sort of mentality that, like, prevents you from getting those good openings against the good players, because you see the tension where you have an advantage, and you want it to resolve to a win. But when you get a situation where you have an advantage, you want to sort of torture them on it. Like, you want to kind of be like, they know they're in danger, they know you know they're in danger, and you kind of want to play around that to get... It's like basically going in for the double shine here is cheesy, but the threat of the double shine gives you an advantage in the mix-ups, and so if you had played a little safer here and sort of done more of like a passive tension approach and sort of just kept it up and kind of just kept him in the corner, like just don't let him out of the corner, then you would have just gotten a grab here and set up for like a normal combo. And it's like, well, yeah, the grab combo is not as good as double shining him at 0. But the point is, he's not going to let you double shine him at 0. But you can use the situation where you could have double shined at 0 to get a normal opening and simply just win on an outplay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this shine is also just kind of like, so he lasers you, you take laser from this range, which is really good, and then you run in, and you try to power shield the laser, and then you go for the shine. I guess this is okay, that's fine. And then this nair is just, this is another type of situation where you're saying, like, okay, like, if Falco jumps and lasers here, this nair will be really nice. But he's not gonna let you get the option that gives you the easy kill, because he's a good player. And yes, sometimes if you do this nair every time, eventually he'll fall for it and it'll hit him. And that'll sort of reinforce the idea that, like, yeah, the nair there was good, I literally got a stock. But the pressure of the fact that he is afraid of jumping in the corner means he's probably not actually going to jump in the corner. Like, if him jumping in the corner kills him, he's not gonna do it. Like, would you? You know, you're not going to act in a way that kills you. So by going for the option that hits him only if he does what will kill him, is just, it's not a good gamble. You want to use these types of corner situations to open him up further.
So I like use the it's like the idea that I could pressure with the idea that I could get that kill, but not go for that kill because it will never work, and instead outplay by maintaining the advantage I get in that situation.
Right, like the fact that that kill is there makes Falco scared of jumping in the corner, and so that, like, inherently limits his options and gives you a bigger advantage in that situation because he has less options, right? If he has more options, he's in a great spot. But he's in the corner. He can't go backwards. He doesn't have any backwards options. And if he jumps, he knows that he's in danger here, because, like, even if you're here, like, you don't need to catch this jump by jumping in. You can catch this jump by dashing here and then full hop shining as he jumps here, or short hop shining as he jumps here. So this threat is here from multiple angles, but this one super commits to it, whereas going here threatens it and keeps on the pressure.
Mhm.
It's kind of like if you're playing tag with someone and you catch them in a literal corner. And I mean, I guess this is probably true in like boxing and stuff too, but I don't know enough about the sport. But basically, like if you have someone and you're trying to catch them and they're in a corner, you know that they can only go out of the corner like left or right. But if as soon as you have them in the corner, you just dive into the corner and try to catch them, they'll just choose left or right and get out. So limiting their options didn't really do anything because you were like, well, I have a good position, I need to just press it and go for the throat, you know? But it's like, what you actually want to do is kind of go a little bit right, maybe get a little bit closer to the corner, maybe go a little bit left, get a little bit closer to the corner. You're trying to limit the options of escape. You're not trying to immediately break the tension of an advantage with a kill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just texted that. This is I know there's a lot of small things I'm going over, but so first of all, you did this same exact mix-up again. I think this is something you probably do pretty commonly. Jump, double jump. Aha, but wait, I'm gonna be tricky and fall through. It doesn't do anything. This is bad.
Okay.
And then this back air is also this is a back air I bring up in almost every Fox Falco lesson. This is a back air that will only work against bad Falcos. This back air has literally zero utility against good Falcos. Because a bad Falco will approaching laser here and then get hit by this, but the good Falcos will always either laser in place or dash dance laser in place or half approaching laser here, and this will literally never hit. Like if Mango is playing well, this will literally never hit him ever. And so it doesn't have a lot of utility. It doesn't necessarily put you at a big disadvantage, like you're not losing here. But just know that like it's not really a thing that'll actually work pretty much ever. So far, I haven't seen you go for any sort... I haven't seen you do a single drill. Like, the whole game. And drill is one of Fox's best openings on Falco. I haven't seen you do a drill. I don't think I've seen a single up air either. And, like, those are, like, the important moves against Falco. And like, up tilt also. Like, those moves are, like, the moves that give you the big combos and juggles. But what I see is more of jumping around looking for, what if he jumps into this nair, I get a shine. What if I run in and double shine him? Oh, I get this double shine, and then he misses a tech. And what if he does a regular stand-up, and I run over and I double shine him again, and I get the early kill? You should be going for the combos, the more solid play. These kills that happen off the side, or like jumping over him and getting the nair, those are like little things you pick up every now and then. Those aren't things that you base your game plan off of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you did the drill there, but it was a little bit ill-advised or like ill-spaced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
did the same thing again.
This is the same thing I just mentioned, yeah. And I hadn't watched this part before. So you get the shine, you go, okay, I get the shine, he's in the corner, I have all this tension. And so I'm for sure going to go for... So there's something small right here that you actually can win this situation. That's sort of like the secret technique that KJH uses, which you can actually run off, push off, up smash right here. This is technically a winning situation for Fox that almost no one knows that it's a situation for Fox. Whereas if he does a mistech here and rolls to the edge, but he doesn't fall off, if you just run to this exact spot, to the very edge of the stage and up smash, your body will push him off directly into the up smash. So technically you have like a winning option here, but like the general concept is that like you would still want to maintain the tension. But yes, this is like a secret. Fox actually wins this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's that back air. So you don't want to be going for these full hops when your opponent knows you're probably going to be full hopping on him. Like, full hops like this are really useful if you like dash dance first and then you full hop in, and then he's like, oh, is he full hopping to the platform or is he just coming down on me? And you have the mix up for the platform here. But so it's basically you have this very obvious immediate, like, I just jump from right next to you and I'm going to drop with a drill, and it's like if Mango got hit, consistently with a Fox next to him, just full hopping over him and drilling, and that was the only neutral win that was required to hit Mango, he would not be like the best player, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so you need a more complicated like tactic to get in on Mango here. Like, this full hop drill is just basically like, I sure hope Mango falls for, you know, basics. And it's like, he's not gonna. You have a mix-up with the platform here, but you haven't started using it. Like, if you do this mix-up, you go to the platform, then he, you know, he moves out of the way, you come down, the situation happens again, you go to the platform this time. This, like, the obvious option can only become a mix-up if you usually don't do it. Like, being like, I'm gonna do A, and he's like, okay, I'm prepared for A, and then you're like, I did A, and then he was like, oh, what? Like, every time he says that he's gonna do A and I prepare for A, he does B. But this time he just did A anyway, and it hit me. That's a mix-up. But if you do A without making B the most common option, which is like safely going to the platform here, he has no reason not to simply try to counter it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he got the read. Okay, let's go to the next game. But there was a lot to go over in that game.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what the opening is. You drop to center. This is really good. This is, okay, so you drop to center, and that opening is really good, but the dash back here doesn't really do anything. It's just like basically you're just starting the match on the back foot, because you come out here and you're like, all right, Falco, let's do it, and he's like, all right, let's do it, and you're like, just kidding, I prefer the corner over here, and it's kind of like, huh, there's not like a lot of logic to that. Like, pretend if the roles were reversed, okay, and you're the Falco, and Mango was the Fox. Do you think Mango would be dashing back immediately after dropping to center here? Literally never.
Never.
Not once in his whole life would he drop to center and dash back. There's a reason for that. It's because it's like you're trying to fight for dominance of the center. And so by going here and then dashing back, you're basically just saying, Mango, I understand you're better than me, so you get an advantage already. And it's like, no, even if he's better than you, he needs to earn that advantage by beating you in center. He doesn't get it for free just by you moving out of center. Because now you end up in this spot, and it's like, hey, if every match started in this position as Falco, I'd be pretty happy. This is looking pretty good. And so, yeah, he gets this quick laser. Okay. He aims it too high. You can argue that this is a mix-up on the jump, but I am almost certain he simply shot it too high. Okay, so what happens here? So, like, the idea is you want to be thinking, what does Falco want here? What does Falco want at all times? And how do I prevent Falco from getting what he wants? So he does this laser, and he's going to come in. The wave dash back, first of all, you shouldn't be wave dashing here. If you're gonna do this, you should be dashing. I'm pretty sure you weren't in shield anymore, right? Were you? Oh, sorry. So you were in shield. Okay, my bad. So the wave dash is okay, but the problem with this wave dash is that he has two options. He has aerial and he has laser. This option might beat the aerial. If he aerials right here, though, like if he does a down air without a full commitment, all you did was corner yourself. So you lose to everything except for this most basic newbie down air. And if he lasers, you lose, and if he aerials here, you lose. And that doesn't seem like a very good spot. Even if he jumps and then double jumps to top plat, wavelands off, you lose because you're in the corner. So you, like, without him dealing any damage and without him actually putting any pressure on you, you have already put yourself in a position where you have a losing situation. And so that's why when he lands this laser here and he gets this opening, it's not a surprise because he won the situation without actually doing anything. You lost the situation. He didn't even win it. So when you get hit with this shine, that's the issue. The issue is that you even put yourself in that position. So here's that same thing again. I think this is sort of the theme that has come up the most, which is you get the shine, you run forward, you see that he's going to here, and so what is the most obvious option? It's to run in here and double shine Falco, because that would give you the easiest kill. So, but that means that is what Falco is going to be working the hardest to protect himself from, is the running in and double shine. And so running across the whole stage and double shining here, he is prepared. This is the option that he is prepared for. And that is why it doesn't work. And you give up your advantage. You got him in corner. He does nothing special here. He rolled. If so, a minor detail is that you don't want to be in run this early. Like if you're here, I would definitely either put a small dash dance in, or if you feel like this is a situation where I think it's okay to wave dash because it resets your dash. So you don't want to end up in run here because it makes it significantly harder to punish his roll in. Like roll in towards center is like definitely one of Falco's best options out of the corner. And so you know he's for sure. Like if you're in this spot, it's like if you see this situation and you're going, licking your lips, you're like, double shine time, right? On the opposite end of the game, your Falco opponent is going, uh-oh, here he comes with the double shine. Like, you both know about it. It's no secret to the Falco. You know, the Falco's not just here going, maybe I'll laser. No, he knows the double shine is there, especially Mango. He knows it's there. And so you don't need to immediately break the tension. You have an implied threat, a very real threat here. Therefore, you can play around that threat. If you had dash danced right here, which is one of the most common options, he would have just immediately rolled into your easy grab or your up smash or your up tilt or anything and gotten hit.
And because I've just been going for the running shine every single time, he knows it's never going to happen, so he can safely roll it.
Yeah, but the thing is, him rolling here is he is admitting that you won the situation. This roll is him saying, look, I'm going to do this very vulnerable, and, you know, a lot of people cover this roll to center for this same reason. It's because this is a very vulnerable and, like, yeah, it's just a very vulnerable roll. And because you're in center and he's rolling into center, which is where you are. And so that opens up a lot of combo opportunities. And so he is admitting, look, I'm in the corner. I don't want to get double shined off and die. So I'm admitting you have me there. And I also don't want to full hop because you might randomly full hop near me and then double shine and then I die. And so he goes, okay, fine. You won. I'm in a roll. Take your damage. And you're not ready for it. And so he gets away for free. And then this is a spot. If he is not at knockdown percent, these back airs don't really do a lot. Like if you're gonna, you should be dropping probably a down air here. Okay, so you get the back air, that's fine. Yeah, he just slightly wins the spacing battle. You survived here, but this is another situation where there's tension. This is tension, and you immediately break the tension, and it works out okay for you, but you just have to be aware it's okay. Like, if you had just stopped there and put down the controller for 2 seconds, you weren't in danger. Everything was fine. But you were treating it like, I'm still stuck here. I have to get back to center. And it's like, there's nothing that tells you have to do that. Like, you're okay, you know? You can, the tension can be maintained safely. Aha. So, so you maintained the tension here, and it actually worked out great for you because you're like, look, I'm not actually doing it. So he goes, okay, you got me, and he moves back. So he gives you space. He's opening up this section in center, but then instead of taking it and taking the space that he gave you, you try to take more than that, and that's why this hits. If you had taken the space that he gave you, you were safe, but you took more. And so you die for it, or you potentially could have died for it. Standard back air kill. Okay. Okay. Please don't nair. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like, notice that he's fishing for, he wants these lasers. Like, it's in a second, but he does this approaching laser. He's looking for some shines. He's looking for a juicy shine. Excuse me. You haven't looked for a juicy anything. Like, let's look. So you looking for these up airs. These are juicy, but you're invincible. Okay, so now you're not invincible anymore. You go for this nair, which does nothing, but it's also fine. I do this nair all the time. So then you come off the platform. You threaten your dash in. You assume he's going to immediately counterattack with an aerial, I guess? That's kind of interesting. But, so then... And then you wave dash back. Why? What was this for? Like, what does it accomplish, you know? Look, you have this spot. Why go back? You know? Because then you have to run in again. You're still in center. You go for this nair. You roll back again. Like, you're not threatening him with anything. You shield the laser, you nair in place, which covers ultra aggressive laser in, and even if he does do ultra aggressive laser in, this nair just taps him and he doesn't get anything. If you're actually trying to punish ultra aggressive laser in, you can full hop and maybe punish it with a drill. So yeah, he's here, and he's in a vulnerable position, and you just give it up and you just roll away. And now you're in this spot. Yeah. It's very difficult to recognize this in the game, but there are a lot of situations like this where you're better off trying to jump in and shine him than you are trying to shield shine him, basically. That's a small detail, though.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you have this. Okay. 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 Cleaned it up. That was good. Okay, this is all good. What's this? Okay, so you want out of the corner. You get it? You're here. Okay, I'm just gonna... You just kind of lost out on frames there. It wasn't like a big misjudgment. Okay. It's just you don't so far you haven't... Oh, there we go. That's the first like barb in your play. Like that's the first time something like, look at these nairs. You're guessing right. You're hitting him. They're not getting anything. Look. Oh, triple read. You know? Nothing. Doesn't give you anything. Yeah. If you can guess what he is going to do. The reason why these nairs are like toxic kind of, or they're bad for your play. And I used to do these nairs a lot too, is because they cover options. They cover a lot of options without you having to actually guess. You just throw it out and you're like, look, there's a bunch of options this works versus. If he uses one of those, I'm hitting him. But like if you know what he's going to do, like if you think that he's actually going to jump out here, you know, you can do a nair like later if you actually read him. So it's kind of like, and then also this is super ill-advised every time. If Falco's shielding here, don't pressure it because he can always just shield drop shine you. Mango is really bad at shield drop shine, but like Wes would have hit that. Okay, so now the weak nair knocks down, so it makes it okay, but you miss your follow-up. If it knocks down, that's good, because if it leads to a knockdown, that's what you want. And there haven't been a lot of situations where where I've been able to... That was fine. There's haven't been a lot of situations where I've been able to say, like, specifically, like, you should be hunting for, like, better openings. But you should be. Notice that there hasn't been a single up throw into tech chase combo this entire time. At all. There hasn't been a single up tilt combo this entire time. Like, it's like you're not taking stocks, and the reason is that you're literally not taking them. Like, you're just building damage until you eventually hit an up smash or a back air or something like that. Like, that is not going to get you enough mileage. It's like if you played against a Marth, and the Marth does nothing but build damage with his sword, they're never going to beat you. They need to have the scary stuff. So look, you get this grab combo. This is the first grab combo of basically the entire time. You get 40 damage for free. Yeah, you gotta stop doing this. You keep doing this like corner reset of like, I'm confused, so I'm gonna roll the corner. No, if you're confused, you know, take some space, see what's up. This is a really common thing that people do. Is when Falco is at this range and he lasers, they don't want to get hit by it. But this is the perfect range to get hit by the laser. So you get hit by this one. And then there's this one. So this is just sort of a mix-up. You end up on this end where you full hop over it, but why? You know, like it's like you can full hop over and threaten a possible falling drill. If he reacts to that, you can double jump away to the platform. What this does, this locks you in. Like you're committed. You're fully committed to this option, which is most likely not going to get anything. So look, it all works out perfectly for you. It all works out. And you get nothing. So it's like, you may as well have gone for a drill there, because if it's going to work out, you at least get a drill grab, you know? Like, so I would say, there haven't been a lot of, I would say watch some Leffen videos, and specifically look at his neutral openings. And I know it's like, yeah, like watch Leffen, like everybody should watch Leffen, but no, specifically for you, because he plays almost too extreme in the other direction, where he goes for hyper aggressive, like he fishes for like his best possible openings that will always lead into a punish, and he fishes for those 99% of the time. And so you are sort of imbalanced in the other direction where you don't go for those. And so I think by watching and just studying how he gets his neutral openings, and I'm not talking about the up smash. The up smash is good every now and then, but mostly the things beside the up smash is like look for the ways that you can pressure Falco, and like not pressure him. Looking for really good openings on Falco is just so important, because basically nothing you're doing here is like I can bring up all these like examples of like, oh well, you should have gone for, you know, you should use the pressure after you get the shine, you shouldn't immediately resolve the tension, all of that. But the root of it all is that you're playing around Falco as a character entirely wrong, and the matchup doesn't, like, you're not able to play the matchup in effective ways at all if you aren't if your good options aren't a threat. It's kind of like when you're playing against like somebody who's really bad, like you're playing against like an O2er, and they can't combo at all. And so if Marth grabs you or Sheik grabs you and they're an O2er, you just kind of like, whatever. Like, you know, they shield grab you, who cares? They're about to miss their tech chase, they're about to miss their punish. So if you don't have the threat, so notice, like, if you're playing against a Marth and they have a grab, and every time they grab you, they just murder you. The grab changes how you move. It changes how you think about neutral and play the matchup in general against Marth, if Marth has the good punishes. So, by going for these really good openings on Falco, by going for, you know, you can go for more running power shield, short hop nair. You can go for more dash dance into... I usually don't tell people to go for dash dance up smash. And I wouldn't go for it against Mango, but if you're playing some other Falcos, I think you could throw it out a little bit, just you personally, because you need to sort of get the feeling of, like, sometimes I up smash there, and that will make it so that Falco is afraid of the up smash, and I think that'll kind of help you get into the mindset that, like, I do have big threats as Fox, you know? Like, it's not about running around until I shine him and then trying to running double shine at the edge and getting these, like, random weak nairs. Like, 99% of your moves so far have been, like, weak nair. And it's like, it's not about that. It's about getting, like, the super kill moves, you know? And it's about getting your openings that lead to your best combo. And, like, obviously you want to be using good spacing and stuff and good principles while you're trying to get those openings. But without you constantly attempting those openings, he doesn't have any fear. Because he, like he goes for this. Let's see. He does this laser. And he does for this approaching laser. Like, imagine if 20 or 30% of the time in this situation, you up smash. You would hit him this time. And so maybe next time he does his laser a little bit over here because he wants to avoid the up smash. And so because now he's started doing his lasers over here, you're not even up smashing. But now he does his lasers over here. So now instead of getting full center, he's here. So now you take this space and now you're at this even position in center. And you're now at this even position in center because sometimes you go for this like really strong up smash. And so maybe not at this percent because it's not going to get you a lot, but it's still something. And it's kind of like you want to set yourself up. There still hasn't been like any up throw tech chase up airs, and so that's one of the things is check yourself when you're playing Falco. Have I been getting up throw up air tech chases? If you haven't, something is probably wrong. Have I been landing drill grabs on Falco or drill shine into a tech chase? No? Something might be a little off. Like, have I up tilted Falco out of an approaching laser? Have I up smashed him out of an approaching laser? If the answer is no, that's still okay. But is he approaching lasering a bunch and I'm still not doing up tilt and up smash? That's a problem. Because you're giving him options that he doesn't really deserve because you're not playing the correct neutral game.
I think in the last 5 minutes of footage we watched, I have not thrown out a single up tilt.
No, there hasn't been a single up tilt. There's been there's that up smash. There's been hardly. I don't think there's been like a couple up airs, usually during invincibility, never during a combo. It's all weak nair and shine. That's it. It's all the weak nair and shine game. Weak nair, shine, weak nair. I bet you're gonna go for a weak nair. Oh, you did. Okay, and then alright, you're back. Weak nair. Shines. Jump around and die. And it's funny to see it in that light, you know, but that's how we improve. Alright, we have a couple more minutes. So I'm just gonna speed through this last game just to double confirm that it's all the same issues that will probably come up exactly in this game. Okay, so that he read you there. I'm just gonna go through this one kind of fast and see what you're doing. You probably you tried the up smash there at least. Oh, so this time you're kind of using a bit more move variety, at the very least, but you're still not. Mm-hmm. I think the idea of creating and maintaining tension will help you a lot. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway is there's those nairs. Yeah, these are patterns that these aren't effective patterns, like these full hop nairs and stuff. You need to watch videos of the best Foxes at the matchup and figure out, like, what are they doing to get their openings, and then how can I do that? Because these sort of jumping around and shining, that's that back air I mentioned. It's kind of interesting that after, like, an hour of analysis, this usually happens where you kind of go through and almost every move the person does is something that I've, like, covered of, like, why they could be doing something better there. So there's the full hop nair. And so yeah, now he's just like capitalizing. Like, this is all like punish after you've already. So at this point he has internalized your game plan entirely, and he's just gonna play around it.
Yeah. And
he knows that he's not being threatened by anything like realistic. So yeah, so you won there. You hit the nair. Like, there you go. And so that's just how it goes. That was a very fast game, and it's good because we're running out of time. But okay. So what are your thoughts now? To sort of closing thoughts, and we can kind of review what we went over.
So the main things that I've taken out of this are that I need to have more like threatening options than just running around and nairing and shining. That's one of the big things. And that I'm not going for like any up smashes. I'm not going for grab into like tech chase very much. I'm not going for like intercepting like approaches with up tilts or anything like that. And because of that, even if I am winning neutral, when I do win neutral, I get very little out of it. I need to stop giving up center as much, in that there are times when I will either wave dash back or roll into the corner for no reason. And then because I'm like threatened by my opponent's pretty much his existence on the screen, I just give up a situation instead of trying to, like, I guess, maintain center. Another thing is that in the situations where I'm running in and trying to go for a double shine in the corner, I should not do that, and I should instead maintain like the tension and the pressure of the threat that I could run in double shine, and then try to outplay my opponent when they are either giving up the situation or trying to leave from the corner position.
Okay, Yeah, those are all really good takeaways. I can tell those are probably from notes that you took during the
Yeah.
lesson. Okay, so let me just think if there's a way I can sort of sum everything up. So I think all of that stuff is super true. The one thing you should probably write down is also you need to be doing like up air tech chases on platforms because
Mm.
that is your main combo game in the matchup, and like sort of just like tech chase up smash, tech chase up smash. They go on the platform, tech chase up air, shine back air, something like that. Like these bread and butters need to be happening, and the other player, like basically you want things that will guarantee, like you want to set up a plan where like these bad things will happen to my opponent. And if your opponent, like these bad combos, where these nasty combos will happen to the opponent. And if the opponent is good enough to avoid those combos, you can play around that. But you need to like be in the zone that like I'm going to be hitting Falco with these big combos. Like if Mango is good enough to avoid getting hit by my moves, he has to beat me in neutral. He has to win the mix-up game. So other than that, that's pretty much all the stuff I mentioned. I think. Yeah, so being focused on the really good openings, maintaining and creating tension. I think if you focus on those concepts, it'll help you out a lot. And
Ah.
making sure you use the correct moves in the situations to like
Mhm.
create value and create threats and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, it was really nice talking to you. Miss chillin'. I'll see you at
Same.
majors when we come back. But
Indeed. Indeed.
anyway, hope you have a great day, man. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks so much. Same to you. Thanks so much.